You guys are on a 7-3 run. What do you credit that most to? Is it one thing or is it multiple things?
Mm, I'm sure it's multiple things. I would say mostly defensive things. The defense has picked up, and you know, even when we have a rough shooting night, if you're playing defense, you give yourselves a chance to win. The other day at Golden State, we didn't especially shoot the ball well, but we did defend pretty decently. So uh, we know kind of our magic number defensively, what we need to hold teams to, and then you know, results tend to lean in our favor when we do those things.
Becky, I can't remember the coach I asked you about this earlier in the season, so I'm just, if it was Noel, I'm going to repeat it. But at times when you're scouting and you're coaching against or preparing against, there's key players or there's, key schemes. When it comes to Noel, do you find yourself mid-game getting into a chess match, X's and O's? Can you talk about her coaching?
Um, I mean, people certainly have tendencies and stuff. I would say, like I said, during the course of the season, I'm a lot more locked into what we're doing than what the other coach is doing. Like, I just know what their tendencies are, and I try to go at those things. I don't try to read her mind. You want to look for trends more than because, I mean, anybody like late game situations, whatever. Anybody can draw anything, um, but you want to look for themes. Who's typically getting the ball in these situations? What are they typically looking for? What kind of actions? Um, you want to call it a chess match? I don't know, but I look for trends and themes probably more with every team, not just Seattle, on things that you feel like you can exploit late game.
I don't know how much you know about her personally. I'm working on a profile on her. Just she talked a lot this morning about her upbringing and where she came from in LA. You know what I mean? Her mom worked hard to send her to a private school, but one block over is a very popular, or I don't know, popular, notorious gang affiliation. 3 blocks down is the Inglewood Forum. But she credits her upbringing to the person she is today. What do you know of her that you appreciate and respect of her as a person?
I don't really know her at all like that. Um, what I do know is she was a heck of a competitor. She was a heck of a defensive player. Um, could do multiple positions as a player. I mean, I played against her uh, many times. And, to me, she always seems kind of that quiet storm, um, always thinking, but maybe on the quieter side. I don't really know her that well. Uh, she always is very nice and easy to talk to when I've been around her, but, you know, I can't say I've had longer than a, 10-minute conversation with her. So, oh, well, there you go. Put it together.
Um, Becky, the offense for the Aces been a concentrated effort of the ball popping and
Hmm.
moving. With a team playing against a team like Seattle and their defense and how they have you talked about um, not telegraphing your passes or you know specifically watching the defense?
Yeah, I mean, ball fakes, shot fakes, those are always good things to do. You can't turn and just throw it. I think their length and their speed, and Sykes honestly fits right in with that MO. So you got to take care of the ball. Um, Even early or rushed shots, bad shots, that's like a live ball turnover. So you really need to be efficient offensively in order to not let them get out and get that head of steam offensively going for them. But um, we want to make them defend the whole the whole half court, which means getting to corners, getting spaced, um, cutting their pressure, and just keeping people honest. So um, you know, you've seen us multiple times go in practice where I make them do stuff without dribbling, just passing and cutting. So um, we'll have to dribble some tonight, but uh, we want a lot of body and ball movement. And if you don't have bodies moving, then the ball's not moving.
On the broadcast, we've talked a lot about how the Aces look like they're having fun again. The fun is back. Have you felt that coaching?
Yeah, it definitely feels different. I think they've kind of turned a page. I'm hoping we've all turned a page on just the ball popping. It's funner to play when everybody touches it. The ball has energized, so it energizes the team, and everybody feels a part, and it feels different. So, honestly, it's probably taken us a little longer than I'd like, but it is starting to click, and I think I'm hoping, and I come back and I tell them this all the time. I hope you feel the difference. I hope you feel the difference from when we have 30 assists and when we have 15 assists. Like, all these women are in some ways extreme perfectionists. They want to shoot the ball well. They want to shoot a good field goal percentage. And, on the way into town, I was talking to my son. I'm like, if you want to, he's telling me, oh, did you know Jessica Shepard's leading the league in field goal percentage? I said, well, she takes really high percentage shots. So if you want to take have a high percentage, field goal, then take high percentage shots. It's very simple math in that way. However, when in the team concept, when we have to have, people shooting outside shots and whatnot, there's still a quality of shot that you're looking for. And you're going to have to work for it. Teams aren't just going to give you great looking shots. Like you have to earn it. So that's the goal, is that, the ball pops and we get better looking shots than our opponents.
We'll go to Nikias on Zoom. Nikias.
Hi, Coach. I actually had a question about the spacing since you've shifted the starting lineup. With Nalissa in particular, as you mentioned the corners a little bit earlier, sometimes she's filling the corners, sometimes she's kind of spacing around that short corner area, and that's giving her lanes to crash the offensive glass. Just how are you kind of finding that balance between filling those corners deep and also allowing her the freedom to kind of roam a little bit?
I like her in those areas. I think she can become a problem. She could dunk in. She can, like you said, crash the old boards. If she's somewhere around the top of the key, she needs to be involved in the actions. She's not a spacer. She's not a high court spacer. She needs to be in the dunker area, extended dunker, and corners. And then if she does find herself, in the quadrant and at the top of the key area, she needs to be involved in actions. That's screening away, that's screening on the ball, that's get actions, cutting through is always a good thing to do. So she just doesn't get to stand in those areas. Not only that, I don't like a lot of people standing in those areas. So it's a one way to release the pressure is cutting. And so, we want her working those areas. And she's finding her spots nicely. She's doing a great job, especially on the boards, getting us extra possessions. And that's really what I need her to do, is be a star in that role.
Got you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Coach.